Hello students. So today we will start from the Eastern Highland. I have started your chapter North America. We have done up to the Canadian Shield. We have discussed about the different type of lakes, how these lakes are formed. But today we will discuss the Eastern Highlands. So Eastern Highland, that means it lies in the eastern side, and the other name of the Eastern Highlands are the Appalachian. The Appalachian, they are old fold mountain. Like Himalayas are the young fold mountain. Now I hope all of you remembered what is the difference between young fold and the old fold. Young fold mountains are the mountains which have a conical peak, and the mountains which are still growing are known as the young fold mountain. That means they are young, and fold means because their formation have been formed by the fold pattern. You have read about the fold and the block. So the mountains which have been formed by the fold pattern, they are known as the young fold mountain. So Himalayas are young fold mountain. On the other hand, the Aravallis in India, they are the old mountains. Aravallis old mountains are characterized by flat peak. Their growth has been stopped. The mountains which has a flat peak, its growth has been stopped. They are known as the old mountain. Similarly, the Appalachian or the Eastern Highlands are also old fold mountains that extends for almost 3,200 kilometers from the Canadian province of Newfoundland and Labrador to the central Alabama in the United States. They were once higher than the Rockies, but because of the weathering or because of the height got significantly reduced by the glacial erosion. So when the glaciers moves above it, as I said, the big rocks or the pebbles and the gravels beneath the glaciers, it helps in breaking or weathering the high mountains. Because of this, the height has been reduced. So you just imagine at one point of time they were higher than that of the Rockies, but because of this glacial erosion, its height has been reduced. The highest peak is Mount Mitchell, that is 2037 meter. At the eastern foothills of the Appalachian, ranges lies the Piedmont Plateau. The Piedmont Plateau, the eastern edge of the plateau slopes sharply towards the Atlantic coast. These slopes are the source of several spring streams, waterfalls and rivers. The Tennessee Valley Authority, which was established in 1933 to use the water from these sources for purpose of navigation, power production, land reclamation and watershed development. So remember, the Tennessee Water Valley Authority, it was established in 1933, and its purpose are navigation, power production, land reclamation and watershed development. Many important cities like New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore and Washington DC are located here. The Appalachian and the Piedmont region are both. As you know that the plateaus are the storehouse of the mineral resources, so the Piedmont Plateau is no exception. The Appalachian and the Piedmont region are both rich in deposits of coal, copper, zinc and lead. Then we come to the peninsula, Gulf and the bays. North America has a mostly smooth coastline, a few peninsula. All of you know what is a peninsula, a stretch of land surrounded by water on three sides is known as a peninsula. A peninsula is a stretch of land surrounded by water on three sides is known as a peninsula. So a few peninsula just out from the smooth coastline, they are the Labrador, Nova Scotia, Florida, Baja California and Yucatan peninsulas. The large inlet of the seas are the Gulf. So when there is a large inlet of sea in the large inlet of the sea in the land, they are known as the Gulf. The Gulf of Mexico, the Hudson Bay, Gulf of Alaska, Amundsen Gulf and the Ungava Bay. The Gulf of St. Lawrence is actually the mouth of the river St. Lawrence. The Gulf of California has the peninsula of Baja California on the left and the mainland of Mexico to the right. The main important rivers are, there are many rivers in North America. They can be grouped according to the seas they drain into, which is very, very important. Rivers draining into the Gulf of Mexico are Mississippi, Missouri, and their tributaries drain the whole of the lower central lowland. They start from the Western Cordillera, so their starting point is Western Cordillera, and they drain into the central. They start from the Western Cordillera. The Ohio and the Tennessee rivers, which are also tributaries of the Mississippi, have their source in the Appalachian. The Rio Grande River forms the boundary between Mexico and USA. So the rivers which drains into the Gulf of Mexico are these. Now rivers which drains into the Atlantic Ocean are, St. Lawrence is one of the main rivers of this group. Smaller rivers flow from the Appalachian and the mountains to the ocean. And the last we have, the second last, that is rivers draining into the Arctic Ocean. River Mackenzie flows into the Arctic Ocean. It forms many shallow lakes as it traverses the Canadian Shield. River Nelson flows into the Hudson Bay. And rivers draining into the Pacific Ocean, they are, the main rivers in this group are the River Yukon in Alaska, and the River of Columbia, Fraser, and Colorado along the west coast. So these are the important rivers. Now we have one more thing. In the Sargasso Sea is a region in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's a very strange thing. It is known for the large patches of seaweeds floating on its surface. The seaweed is found here because of the current swirling around. Early explorers mistook this green patch on the horizon for the land they were seeking. On coming closer, they found it to be a vast matted cluster of seaweed, and their hopes were dashed. So the explorers from far off distance felt that it was a land, but the green patch of land. But as they came closer, they saw that it was the seaweed. Now, some important vital words. We have the canyon. A steep-sided valley formed by a river in a semi-arid region is known as a canyon. Cordilleras we have already discussed, meaning ropes in Spanish. The word is used to refer to mountain ranges that resemble cords or ropes. Then we have geyser, a hot spring, and pine plain. Pine plain is a vast extent of land that has eroded till it is most plain. So dear students, with this we come to the end of this chapter. If you have any queries, then you will please let me know. Along with this, let me tell you one more thing. Many plateaus border mountain ranges and owe their present position to the same uplift that raised the mountains. These are known as the border plateau. Now along with this, now I will start sending you. I think I have not completed it in your online class, but till then we have to complete it in the online class, and I have started sending you the inside question, and after that I will send you the exercise questions also. So we have to complete this chapter here. Till then, all of you take care. Goodbye.